Welcome everybody to Daily Census Explained, where we explain the story in more detail, but in a fun way, so you can know the backstory and how the inspiration came for each episode and each chapter. Thank you guys for listening.
Welcome back, everyone, to Daily Census Explained. We're on Chapter 14, Chinks in the Armor. So this one starts out with a volunteer appreciation luncheon, and we've got our new CEO, Eric Rivera. He is, doing what people like that do. He's kind of standing in front of the crowd, presiding over all the people, looking for their attention and enjoying being the center of attention with his new suit, and he's got a new car, and he's enjoying the perks of being the king. And but he's a little bit irritated after he does his presentation because he notices that some people are missing. Like, he wants everyone there to give him the praise.
Bask in his glory.
Basking in the ambience.
Yep, and he's asking Victor, the mailroom director. He's asking where are all your where are some of these people at? And the only one who wasn't there was Kites. She was missing for that particular event, but it seems like. And Rivera knows who that is. He's like, oh, yeah, I know who that is. She's, sweet, and she's always, nice and bringing in baked goods and all kinds of stuff. So she's a known person around.
She reminds him because she's always the one that interrupts and make him sign for the mill.
Yeah.
So it's almost you have to know her because that's the lady always make me stop and sign for something.
Right.
Always whistling.
Just like when she, even when she met Johnny in the earlier chapters.
Yeah.
She was there for him to sign for his business cards.
And she burst into the room.
And that's when he left and the girls knows how nice he was to her. That's when they asked him more questions. But she's always delivering mail, so everybody knows her from that place because she has access to everything.
Right.
So when you see everybody around the room for the volunteer appreciation, she's a volunteer. Yeah, you're going to look for her.
Yeah. So he was specifically noticing
where Miss Tracy at?
So, but, after that, He's on to his enjoying himself, and then we do a giant time jump here. We go 2 years forward, and so a lot of time has passed, and there've been no incidents in that time. So everyone is kind of, not that they've forgotten about what happened, but they're really not thinking about it much anymore. But in that, with the time jump, we have new people who've come in, particularly the new chief nursing officer, Marcia Glenn. Or is it Marcia?
Marcia Glenn.
Marcia
Glinton.
What is it? Sorry?
Marcia Glinton.
Glinton. Okay, sorry. I thought she was Glenn. Glinton. And she's a real hard ass. And she is becoming a bit of an HR liability because she is so difficult to work with. She's harsh. She's a stickler for certain rules. And she really wants to make some more changes around here. She's made a bunch, but she wants to make more, and she really wants to put cameras everywhere.
Well, you can't blame her since it's been 2 years since they have an incident.
Right.
So that means her policy does work, even though they're really, really strict and almost on the border of crossing the line of HIPAA.
Right. She wants to put him in the locker room.
Yeah. That's why the HR lady, May Payne, is talking to her like, hold on. You're really doing a little too much now.
Yeah.
We have a union. You can't just force these rules down them. Everything has to be approved. And Marcia don't understand why she has to go through all this.
Yeah.
When she know good and damn well that you got a HIPAA.
Yeah.
But she don't care about that. But she's like, look, the results, my policy works. You see the results.
Right.
We have no incidents in 2 years.
She doesn't care who likes it, who doesn't like it. And she makes her own boundaries. So there's nothing to cross because that's what she wants to do, and she's going to do it, regardless of what HR says or who likes her or the union or anybody else.
And the next chapter crosses over into that, so I won't push too deeply into that just yet. But I just wanted to mention that it is interesting that, with a time jump like that, again, serial killers will sometimes drop off the map for years.
That's smart. That's how you don't get caught. Or they change locations.
Yeah. Or even sometimes it's a life change. Like they have a child or something happens like BTK and Golden State Killer. Like there were huge gaps where they disappeared and people thought, well, are they in jail? Are they dead? Like, what's going on with these guys because they vanished for many years, and then all of a sudden
They come back.
there's some stressor, some event that happens that brings them right back into into the world, or just they've just decided, okay, now's the time. But yeah, and so that rings true as well, that people will get this image of a serial killer as they got to kill every day or every week, or in a few months, or they just aren't satisfied anymore. But it goes in ebbs and flows, and it's unique to the
I wanted to make it
individual.
realistic too, because come on, you killed 10 people in 6 months. You think they're gonna kill another 10 people in 6 more months? It doesn't
Right.
make sense if they made all these policies.
Especially in the hospital.
So it had to be a period that didn't happen. So I want to show you the reason why it didn't happen, because the
Yeah.
policy changed and all that. But the girl wanted to be stricter. Marcia wanted to change even more stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But even though her plans does work, but HR has to step in.
yeah.
They got like, come on, it's enough now.
Yeah, because she's just going too far. Like
Yeah,
she wants
yeah.
him in the bathroom.
You
and,
can't do that.
Yeah.
How you gonna film somebody's bathroom and the locker room ain't changing?
And I'm going to talk more in the next episode, but it's always the slippery slope with that, because there's always someone who abuses that and is looking at people in the bathroom or in the locker
Exactly.
room or something. And so, there's a good reason why they don't allow certain things, even though sometimes that does open up an opportunity for someone to take advantage of. There are reasons why you can't do those things, because other people might take advantage of it in a different way.
Right.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's true. So, but yeah, like I said, I thought that time jump was very interesting, in that all of our main people are still here. Snipes has not found a way to come back. Rivera is still CEO. Head of security, Scotty Allen. All these people are still in place here.
So now you see why Eric was so comfortable at the volunteer luncheon. Like, okay, I'm successful CEO. No
Right.
incidents happened since I've been CEO. 2 years been perfect.
Yeah.
So he's starting to, a little confident, chest out.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens in the future.
Yeah, he's believing his own hype a little bit too much
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point. So
He was ready for it in his idea. It was his time.
yeah. Yeah, and so, and again, since all these major people are still here, we have a pretty good idea that our killer is probably still at this hospital.
Yes.
They probably haven't moved on. They've just been waiting for their next moment, given all the, heightened security and everything around those incidents.
Yeah, to figure it out again.
Yeah.
How they can move and maneuver with these new policies.
Yeah, because it's going to become a lot more difficult. They just blamed the 2 incidents on staff negligence, but if you have 3 within like a year,
they'll be shutting the hospital down. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll shut the hospital down for that.
Right. And that's when, things get a lot more difficult.
Joint Commission, everybody's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense for it to play out on this timeline. So, all right. Well, the next chapter, we're definitely going to get a little more into this HR meeting between May Payne and
Marcia.
yes. So we'll join us next time for a deeper HR discussion.
Thank you for having us again another week. And please join us next week for another chapter of Daily Census Explained.